everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Morpheus Darkson and I'm a witch based in India. And in this video, I'm gonna be teaching a few things according to my knowledge and the experience that I've gained. I'm here to explain a few things regarding magic, demons, and spirits that you use in your workings. So before we do anything, let me just introduce myself. My name is Morpheus Darkson. I am a witch based in India. I perform magic based on the old Kabbalah and the Qliphothic principles. I am a master, or I am initiated into the Qliphoth. I have gained a little bit of mastery over the tarot, the 72 angels and the demons of the Shemam Forash and the Goisha, and I have gained knowledge of the tree of life and the tree of death, which are called the Sephiroth and the Qliphoth. I also have gained wisdom of the Norse runes, and I have worked with the Norse god Odin. So this is just to give you guys a little bit of uh, introduction to make you guys understand who you are getting this information from, and I am doing this just to make you guys feel at ease in today's video. So I hope you guys enjoy this and learn something from this video. And before we do anything, let me give you a really good shout out to my friends and my dearest patrons, Brad Grandstaff and His Majesty. Both of them have been a tremendous following and have helped me with their funding for the last few months. And if you want to support me, if you want to help me when I'm in a tough spot, you can join my Patreon. I post content there almost every week, and I hope that I give a lot of value to you guys. And I have a really good Patreon, and I spend a lot of time on there with the people who have subscribed to me and have given some information which I'm never gonna post anywhere else in my life. So be sure to check them out if you want to gain some special inside knowledge or if you want to support me. My rates start at $5 and have higher tiers based on the requirements that you need, including consultation and direct mentorship. So now let's get into the topic of today's video. So what am I talking about? Today we are going to be discussing really good information, and this I hope is going to help you, because today I'm talking about summoning spirits and parasitic entities. So you might be wondering, if you're new, then what the hell is this parasitic entity? And it would be normal for you to think that, because it took me some time to understand the difference and understand why and how these spirits could exist in the astral world. So let me give a little bit of guidance and info about these spirits. So what the spirits are, they are specific entities based off specific realms in the astral world. Their energy is kind of similar to that of humans and the human soul, and these are called tricksters. They are specifically used by spirits or by other people to destroy or curse someone without doing actual damage. What they do sometimes is that they send a specific entity to act as another entity to make sure that the person who is summoning the entity gets mistaken and falls for the wrong entity and the advices of the black magician who have cursed the person. So this is something you will find in Indian tantra and magical formations of various countries, especially in the east, because this is a really common tactic out here. So what do they do and how do they affect us? So what I want to teach you guys today is that some spirits do exist in the astral world, and they are called the tricksters. And tricksters have also other formations, they have also other names and other characters. There are spirits who are trickster entities but are really benevolent most of the times if you work with them properly and if you conjure them. And even there are some spirits who are called mythical creatures because of their history, and they are the fae or the fairies from the Irish folklore. So they also are trickster entities, but there is a difference, is that they are not good or evil. They might be benevolent or malevolent, but they are not good or evil. Even a good entity or a good spirit can harm a human being. And even the pinnacle of goodness, according to Christians and the Jews and the Muslims, uh, the Yahweh, the God of Abraham, he killed a lot of people. He killed a few kids because they were insulting a bald man, and he basically destroyed the world with a flood. So I would suggest to understand what we do nowadays with this. So you must understand that spirits are not good or not, neither they are evil. So some spirits might be malevolent, some spirits might be benevolent, but you might have to understand how and where they work. It's getting a little bit dark out, so let me. So now, when what we do, the thing with the spirits is that sometimes some entities can cause harm to the person, so we have to be protected from that. So the best thing a person can do when they're dealing with a trickster is to guard themselves with other sort of magic. And how do they mean by that? What do I mean by that? So let's say you're trying to summon an entity, you're trying to summon Lucifer, you're trying to summon Satan. Okay, and you have created your circle, you have created your triangle, you have created everything according to the tradition. What you do now is you create a circle, a new circle outside the general one. Like when you create the new circle, you have four candles that you put on the corners, east, south, north, and west. What you do then is that it helps you. You conjure the entities of the traditional uh, corners. Basically, every direction has a specific entity or a specific element which they are mostly connected with. And what you do is you connect to the entity, you are connecting to the spirit, you're connecting to the force. And then my laptop died. So this was supposed to be a really informal video, but it is not gonna be that much anymore, it seems. So let me just finish this idea first. So what we do with trickster entities is that trickster spirits are really normal. I mean, they are not bad, they are not good. If you can deal with them, you can summon the four corners, you can summon the entities of the four corners. And when you do, they are gonna help you and protect you from being hampered by the entities. So that's something you can do. But there's also another problem, which is that if you summon an entity and you don't have any idea of what they do, then you will get fucked up because the entity can basically just make you believe something which is something that is absolutely opposite of the spirit who you're invoking that they believe in. So, for a demon who really cares for modesty, the spirit can make you think that they desire you to be naked or something. I mean, it has happened, worse things have happened, but I mean, it depends on the person and the magician. So that's why you need to create a proper circle. Also, another magician's tip is that create a salt circle, and a circle with salt is going to protect you from being harmed by malevolent entities because the circle stops small energy creatures like the energy creatures who are not that strong, the tricksters. So that's something you can do. Also, learning the difference between tricksters and uh, the creatures called the parasites would be really good. And I'm going to be talking about parasites right after this. So let's deal with the tricksters, shall we? So I changed a few things. The lighting might not be that good, but I'm trying to do a few things and I hope this works now. So when we are talking about tricksters, we found out that they are not malevolent. But there are creatures who can act like the tricksters, but they are absolutely different. They are called astral parasites. And the astral parasites are creatures who are malevolent. They wish to cause harm unto the life of the magician. They basically feed on the energy that is released by the magician in their workings. So what you can do to stay away from those is regularly banishing. And it does not need to be a banishing with sage, it does not need to be incense, but it needs to be something which you do regularly. It can be a simple lesser ritual of the pentagram. Lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram is also something which you can do. It's the LBRP, which is can be easily performed, and it works the same way as that of most banishings. You can also summon for the specific entity to banish the creatures, or you can use salt or create salt water or holy water to sprinkle onto your surroundings, and you can also use sage or other incenses to do the same thing. So why should you do that? Because a lot of people in my immediate circle have fallen prey to these creatures. These creatures are not good for a magician, because parasites, only a few of them can be ever be controlled, and most of them feed on the magician. And you might be thinking, isn't it kind of vampiric? The process of vampirism is similar to this. However, the vampirism is really different, because most vampires can perform magic and feeding without harming the host or the magician they're feeding off of, or even a regular human. But these parasites feed on the energy and the life force of the magician, which can cause a lot more harm, because what that does is that it destroys the magician's core. It destroys the person's core and the ability to perform magic. It basically feeds on your life essence, which is not something the magician does. A vampiric magician feeds on the aura mostly. And even if they do feed on the person, it's generally as a curse. And curses are there for a reason. And if you can compare a curse to a magical entity, that means the entity is similar to that of the curse. So let me tell you that having a parasitic entity around you or with you is a bad idea, unless you are specifically using the entity to curse another person. In that case, it might be okay, because sometimes a person can temporarily control the entity, and in Hindu magic and in other magics, you can throw it into the person who you want to be cursed. And by doing that, you can probably survive the situation, but the problem that it causes later on is much more bigger than it could be. So be mindful of what you do and never let this happen to you, because if it does, then your entity, their energies are going to be fucked up for life. So how can you survive an encounter with an astral parasite if they're possessing you? Entities that you can summon forth for dealing with these entities are fire based. So you can summon Ra, you can summon Michael, you can summon Lucifer even, to destroy these entities. Or if you can't do that, focus on yourself. If you get any barriers, or if you feel that you cannot do it, try harder. Try to focus deep into your core, deep into your soul, into the godhood that you know is there. When you reach into this, pull it out. Pull out the core of your essence. Pull out the fire of the sun that burns within you, which gives you the ability to perform magic. And when it is out, then push it out, put the energy out, feel it as an aura covering you, and then say the words while pushing the energies out. In the name of magic, in the name of my own godhood, you cannot impede on my magical essence. You cannot impede on my true will of godhood. I banish thee, creature of darkness, which wishes me harm. I banish thee with the name of my light, with the name of my soul, with my name. Arise. What I did right now is the final part, okay? With my name, you have to use your own name. I use my magical name, my true name, but you can use your own name for that. Even if you don't have a true name, you cannot find one, you can use your legal name for that. So by doing that, you remove all the energies from around you, which are parasitic in nature. So this is something I think everybody should perform at least once a day to make sure that they do not get harmed by any of the entities. So this is a warning that I'm giving you. If you feel that you are getting surrounded, or if your energies are getting harmed, then do this ritual every day. Because even if you don't, you're gonna have problems in your future. So this is a warning to me. It's a warning from me to you. Take care and be sure of your energies. Make sure that they do not get harmed, and care for your energies, and every day clean it. Try cleansing every single day or every other day. This is just a warning from me to you. Take care, everybody. My name is Morpheus Darkson, and I will see you in my next video. So goodbye, have a great day, and take care.